Hello. Okay. Zig Ziglar once said, what you achieve by reaching your dreams is not nearly as important as what you become by reaching them. Here's an individual who knows what it's like to be able to finally reach their dreams. He's been a part of this profession for 33 years. He started when he was 25 years old, and again, one of those who succeeded relatively quickly. He got to the $10,000 a month, the six-figure mark in his first year. The challenge was in his first 19 years, he said, I didn't know how to pick companies. I would often get to 25 or 30,000, maybe 50,000 a month, but then the companies would go out of business or fail. He's been with his current company for 14 years. 2 years ago, he went from the number 9 income earner to the number 3 with 1 year of focused, really. He said, I decided I was cruising, so I rededicated. But how could he start so quickly? Simple. He did his work as a young man. At 25, he had just finished his collegiate career where he was a successful Division I collegiate football player. And if you think about athletics, it's so similar. The blood and the sweat and the effort you have to put in continually, learning how to take instruction, dedicating to the effort of pain that others will not when nobody's looking so you can win on the field. That was the preparation that led. He said the magic, though, has been, as it was in football, rising to be a leader. It's the same thing here in developing others to the greatness within themselves. You're going to get to see some of that as he brings it to you, and he always brings it with a ton of energy. Ladies and gentlemen, get on your feet in the GoPro way, Mr. GayBennett!
GoPro! Wow. Wow. That was fun. Thank you. Wow. How many people are loving this event? Isn't it amazing? You know, it's so great to see so many people that are getting involved in the network marketing profession. And I know each one of you has a unique story, how you got involved in the industry. And I'd like to share my story real quick. And it goes back to football. I loved it. I know a lot of you do. And I played Pop Warner High School, and I got a scholarship to play in college. Thank God, because my grades were never good enough. But that got me into school. But when school came to an end, and football came to an end, what do you got to do when you get out of school and you graduate? You get a what? What is that? You get a job, and I did that. I got a job that was a low entry, low paying job that was a miserable job. I couldn't stand it. How many have ever hated their job? You know what I'm saying? And no matter how hard I worked, I was going to get paid the same. It didn't matter. So I was looking for opportunity. I was looking for a change. And I saw an ad in the paper, and it was something like make $1 million overnight. One of those hype ads. And I circled that, and I go, that's for me. And I called the ad and set up an appointment, and I thought I was going down for a one-on-one appointment, and there was like 20 people crammed into an office, and a guy was presenting a network marketing opportunity. Here's the company, here's the products, here's the comp plan, here are the options. What do you want to do? And who wants to join? And everybody ran out the door as fast as they could, except me, because I saw the power of geometric progression. I saw that power of geometric progression. I saw how you could leverage your time and your labor to create residual income, and there was like light at the end of the tunnel. It really made sense to me. And so I got in the industry, and I didn't really know that much about getting involved in companies and picking companies, and I got into some doozies. I don't know if you've ever experienced getting to different companies, but I was in many different companies. One of them was a no-run pantyhose. Now, how did I get sucked into a no-run pantyhose? I don't know. But what was worse is I actually wore the pantyhose for one of the meetings. And we demonstrated them. The product just came in. We had a meeting. We were going to demonstrate the product. I put a pencil into the pantyhose, and it ran all the way down. And I said, don't worry about that. Let me show you the comp plan, how we're going to make some serious money here. And that was a disaster. And I had many companies like that were ridiculous. But what it did is it gave me experience, and I learned about the industry, and it prepared me for the company that I'm involved now. I've been with them 14 years, and it's allowed me financial freedom. But better than that, I'm in a position now to help a lot of people in the industry. This is an incredible industry. So, network marketing is an even playing field for everybody in this room. Okay, it's democracy in its finest form. Doesn't matter what your background is. It doesn't matter if you went to college or didn't go to college. It doesn't matter if you're young or old, male or female, black or white, rich or poor. None of that matters. If you do the work, you get paid the same. You get paid equal. How many like that? It's an even playing field for everybody. The only variable is you. We're the only variable. And so this is interesting, though. The financial reality is this, and this is the entire industry, and this is ballpark figures, but basically 80% of the people make between $0 to $2,500 a month. 80%, $0 to $2,500 a month. 15% make $2,500 a month to $25,000 a month, and 5% are the ones that make that big money, $25,000 and above. We hear about the monster incomes all the time. But what is the difference with the top 20%? What do they possess? What are they doing that's different? And it's like simple 3 characteristics that define the top 20%. Number 1, they've got a burning desire to succeed. How many have a burning desire to succeed? How many have a burning desire to succeed? Excellent. And sometimes you got to get on fire just so people come from miles away to watch you burn. You got to burn. And I don't know why some people have that burning desire, and I don't know why some people don't. But I know this, you have to have it. You got to have burning desire. That's number 1. Number 2, you got to be willing to work hard. And you've heard this all weekend, but it's true. You got to work hard. You got to be a worker. You got to be able to pay the price that the average person's not willing to pay. And you're going to have to sacrifice in areas of your life that the average person's not willing to do. And it's that extra 10% effort. It's the extra phone call and the extra meeting. And the third is being coachable and willing to learn. And congratulations to everybody in the room. You're doing that. Give yourselves a hand for being here this weekend. Give yourselves a big hand. You're doing it. Have you ever met the people on your team, though, that are not coachable and not teachable? Have you ever met them? The ones that got all the answers and no money? Have you met those? They're never going to make it. Okay? So those characteristics. But the reality is that 80% of the people are really the bulk of your downline, the bulk of your teams are like making $0 to $2,500 a month. They're part-time. They're doing this around their schedule. They want just some extra income. They're customers that are happy and referring people. That's 80% of your people. Does it make sense to keep it simple for them? Does it make sense? So simplicity equals duplication. This is the theme here that I'm going to be sharing. Simplicity equals duplication. We complicate it. We make it tough. We complicate this business for people. We overwhelm them. And we got to streamline it for people to make it easy for them. So what I want to do here for fun, just to get this across with the room. How many of you have ever played the telephone game? Okay, you get on one row, you whisper in someone's ear, and then you go down the row, and the last person, it's totally different, right? So this will be, just to make it easy, your partner right next to you. So Cheryl, you got a partner right there. Just pick someone next to you, and one of you is going to share. Is everybody with me? So audience participation all the way to the back. Okay, get a neighbor. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you a color. And I'm gonna give it to you, I'm gonna do a quick start training. Okay, now if you're in the front, you're gonna need to look at the side here. But I'm gonna give you a quick start training. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Red, blue, yellow, green, orange. Share with your neighbor and duplicate. Share with your neighbor and duplicate. All right. Can't take that long. Can't take that long. Okay. Raise your hand if you got that with your neighbor. That's some smart people. Raise your hand if you didn't get that. Okay? What we're gonna do is we're gonna simplify this. Are you ready? Okay, we're gonna go one more round. What I want you to do here is we're gonna play it one more time, and here's the color. I'm gonna train you now. This is quick start training. Are you ready? Red, 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 red. Share with your neighbor and duplicate. Now, how many would say red, red, red wins? Is red win? It's a little simpler, right? Let me share a story that illustrates this, because I love football so much that I got a chance to coach little 9 and 10-year-olds. And it was so much fun, man. It was a blast. I loved it. What it was basically 9 and 10 years old, coaching them football, and when they're 9 and 10, you better keep it simple. And I kept it simple. 3 running plays, that was it. These guys were winning. They were halfway through the season. We were the undefeated Raiders playing the undefeated Packers. You got it? The showdown. So I thought I'd be Coach Jay and get really smart. And what I did was I threw in a couple of pass plays. We were going to do a couple of pass plays, maybe a double reverse, and surprise the Packers. And when the game hit, we surprised ourselves. We were totally confused. The guys were throwing interceptions, fumbles, and it was total chaos, and we lost the game. And I realized it was me. I complicated it. And so we went back to the simple basics, and guess what? We got the guys running the plays again, the simple running plays. We won the rest of our games, and guess who we got to play at the end of the year? The Packers. The Packers. And guess what? We beat them 5 running touchdowns, 35-0, won the championship. Going back to the basics. Keeping it simple is just like with 9 and 10-year-olds in football, it's the same thing in network marketing, is you want to keep it simple. And so I just do a couple of basics. And these are 3 things that I do with my team, and I keep it this simple. The basics are 3 little steps, and I do it over and over and over, and it's repetition of the basics. And I want to use a gym analogy here. How many have ever gone to the gym? Okay. Okay, do you get muscles just because you bought a gym membership? No. What do you got to do? You got to go into the weight room and do what? Lift the weights. How many people come into network marketing and they don't make any money? What are they doing? They're not lifting the weights. And the weights in network marketing are the basics. So the simple basics, there's 3 little basics that I do. Number 1, use the products. How many would say that sounds like a simple one? And this works for a product company, service company, it's kind of the same. But use the products. Be your own best customer. Be your own best customer. If you don't believe in what you're doing, how are you going to get other people to believe in it? Are you amazed here in the front row, the top leaders here of the industry? Are you amazed how many people can't even use the products consistently? I mean, could you imagine if your downline, your teams all were actively using the products, the volume and the income that would be created? So it's very important to get your people locked into the products. I had a couple that I signed up, and they were hitting and missing on the products. And I called them up, and I said, how are you doing? And they were not doing well with the products, and they weren't doing anything in the business. And I said, hey, are you guys going to get serious? They said, yeah, and I got them to go on a 90-day track, a 90-day focus. They got results over that 90 days, and everybody started asking them, what are you doing? And you know what? They started signing people up. They got posted on Facebook, and they started signing more people up. They got momentum, and guess how many people they have on their team today? 17,000. 17,000. Yeah, give that a big hand. 17,000. And so using the products, locking people in, making sure they stay focused on it, follow up with them to make sure they're using the products. So number one, just simply using the products, getting your team to use the products consistently. Number two, basic. Talk to people. How many of you have ever talked to someone before? Okay, we've all talked to someone, right? Talk to people. I mean, we talk about what we like. We talk about the weather, we talk about sports, we talk about a vacation, talk about our kids. But here's the thing that I know. In network marketing, you get paid for your word-of-mouth advertising. Okay? You get paid for your word-of-mouth advertising. Does it pay then to talk to a lot of people? So here's it. If you talk to like 3 people a day, how many people is that going to be in a year? It's going to be over 1,000 people. 3 people a day, it's going to be 1,000 people. Now, I have another story that is tied into this that is just a real-life example. I got Jerry and Annie to take a look at our program. Jerry and Annie were in Colorado. It took me 2 years to get them to look. I got Jerry and Annie in. They got Joe right away. Joe signed up Paul and Suzanne within a year. It was a year later. And Suzanne and Paul now have over 75,000 people on their team. Now, the reason why this happened is I talked to Jerry and Annie, and I said, hey, you got to take a look. And it took me 2 years to get them. So you've got to talk to people consistently, all the time, over and over and over. So for number three is use the tools, okay? Tools make it go quicker and faster and better. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Just take the tools that the company offers and utilize them, okay? I create structure with the tools, and my team becomes a tour guide, and it makes it easy for them. And so I'll give you an example. I get people going to a video, then to a recorded call, and then to a 3-way call, okay? Just bang, bang, bang. Have conference calls and webinars to support the team weekly, and they're able to plug in that way. So how many think this sounds pretty simple, right? Basics are simple. I'm going to recap this. Number one basic is what? What's that? Use the products. Number two basic is what? Talk to people. Number three basic is what? Use the tools. And just keep it simple. Your people will duplicate when you keep it simple. And I want to just share this. When you get in this business, it's going to take all of you. You've got to give it your very best. You've got to go 100%. It's not going to happen just going halfway. You got to bring your heart, you got to bring your passion, you got to give it everything that you got. You know, we really have an opportunity to change a lot of people's lives in this industry. And when we directly impact one person, we didn't just directly impact one person, we are impacting hundreds to thousands of other people by making that impact on one person. So we have a really big responsibility when we get out there and share. And do it with your heart. Do it with your passion. Give it everything that you got. And I would just say that, you know, this industry has been incredibly good to me. I'm very, very thankful that I chose to get in the network marketing profession. And I really want to wish all of you massive success as you build your businesses. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
To make them stop and stare as I fall. The club ain't even rich no more.